Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Baxley Farm. So here we are again in Georgian, USA, and this field has been completely plowed now, as you can see. I love this texture for plowed fields. It looks so good. I believe it first came out with Old Ridge Farm, but I'm not certain about that, but that's where I first remember seeing it. Old Ridge being the OEB map. That is fantastic. Definitely worth checking out. Anyway, so I got the John Deere sprayer here. We're spraying PK at the moment, and I have the 7810, I think it is, 7280R. I thought it was a 7810. I do have a 7810, but that's one by Timber. Anyhow, this is the AGO Beta Edition. If you want it, it's on Mod Hoster under Featured Tractors and John Deere. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and spray some PK here. So because we put slurry down, our nutrients, our N, nitrogen, is high, but our PK is low, so we're going to go ahead and adjust that with a little bit of PK. So let's go ahead and get started here. So as you can see, I am going slower than I should. As you can see, we have GPS mod rolling right now. I don't know how fast I can go with this. I think it's only 25 is the maximum. But it looks like we have a little bit of we're driving over plowed ground, so this is probably the reason why it looks so ridiculous on the inside of this. I think this tractor might even have plow mod spec too, which is something you don't see very often these days. Actually, these days it typically is. You typically don't see that now that I think about it. There's only a few tractors that have it. I think some of the classes do. The class 4500, maybe the class 850, 950. 650 might also have it as well, so, but very few of them have it. I think that's partially because of that, and it might also be partially because of drive control mod. I would honestly have to double check that. So, but if you can see, our nutrients, our soil moisture actually is pretty low as well. So it's a good thing we're spraying this, because this will actually increase our soil moisture levels as well. Someone pointed out to me, I think it was Donald, I want to say it was, on Twitter, who pointed out another irrigation style mod. So like the one I have is under sprayers, this guy right here. This isn't too bad, but the one he showed me was more of like a, I forget what you call it. It's like a huge arc that goes over the field, which is a bit different. So, still irrigating the fields in the sense of putting moisture back into the fields, but a little bit different. I think Dirt Towers actually did a mod spotlight on it. Our mod, what does he call it? Mod Roundup. That's Beavis. I think it's mod spotlight. But so the one downfall, of course, is of having this style of sprayer is that you're going to run out eventually, perhaps quicker than other styles. And what's going to happen is you're going to need to refill it, which is always a pain because you need to refill it with the appropriate type. And you can only do that, you can only switch it at an appropriate location. I don't think I have, or do I? Do I have a miscellaneous trailer with something like that on it? No, I thought I did. You can get them, I just don't have any, apparently, in-game. I really don't. I'm kind of surprised about that, actually. Huh. Anyhow. But there are trailers that you can refill your fertilizer, your seeds at as well. So it really comes down to what you want to do, I suppose, in the game. So what I can do actually after this is after I spray, I can theoretically come back with a cultivator and cultivate this. Maybe I will set that up. I don't have any cultivator, so I may have to rent one, which is not a big problem. But I may rent one and just bring it through after the fact. Because I don't want to seed directly into plowed ground, because that's just bad for your seeder. Oh yeah, look at that. That's totally all GPS. Love that feature. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to stop. I'm just going to follow through on what I just mentioned there. So let's grab a cultivator. I can't could I afford it? That must be from the Gold Edition. I don't remember that one. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't remember seeing that one. The Lemkin. What can I sell that I don't actually need? Is there anything I could potentially sell? I could sell this, but we have the baler, so it's no point in selling one thing and keeping the other. I guess we'll just keep everything for the time being and just rent it. It's not a big deal. We have lots of grass we theoretically could sell. But anyways, let's rent the cultivator for 1 day. It's only 8 grand. We don't need one. And we'll just have them deliver it, because they're nice people over at the shop. And what we'll do is I'll grab the John Deere, this guy right here, who was plowing. And what I'll do is I'll just set him on the cultivator over there. I can see it from over here, so what I'll do is I'll probably, with a hired worker, probably should be fine. Hired workers don't always work the way I want them to, but in this context it's not a problem because I own the field and everything, so it'll be good. I do love this. I don't know, like, out of all the cultivators I've seen so far, this is still my favorite, like the in-game one. I don't know why, but my brother-in-law can actually sell Lemkin stuff, technically, because he works at a John Deere dealership where they actually sell Lemkin stuff. Not every dealership has that, but if you ever get a chance to go to a farm show and check out some of the Lemkin stuff, it's really neat. It looks like really, really well built stuff. I've never used it, but I've heard really good things about it in the past. Last time I talked to a dealer when I was at the farm show, he wasn't originally a Lemkin user, but he switched over and started using it and was really impressed with the product, so he continued using it. Alright, so we'll just line this guy up here, like so. That's probably good, right there. That's not what I want to see. And if I hire a worker, I rarely hire a worker. This is kind of comical. I just would do it with courseplay for some reason, but hired worker for cultivating works perfectly fine. Same with plow fields, mind you. Like, because I'm only using one, it's not a problem. Now, what I'm really curious about is, what on earth? Let's see, hired worker, go. There. Whew, I was gonna say. Now, what I'm kind of curious about is 58. Is the moisture level after the fact down here. 48. Oh, maybe it'll be fine. What? Oh, so this is why I don't use hired workers. What is he doing? Why is he turning around already? Really, hard worker? Come on, give me a break here. Yep, that's why I don't use hard workers, apparently. Alright, so let's do this properly. 24. Jeez. 20 meters? That's not 20 meters. I'll take that down by a 0.5. We're in the southeast corner. Heading north. Generate the course. There we go. And we'll just do nearest waypoint because he's already halfway there. And I think because, like, oh, I know why as well. Don't stop what you're doing. Just trying to figure out what's going on here. It's because he has the offset still from when he was plowing. 0, 0, 0, 0. There we go. It's killing me today. Look at this. Sometimes can't rely on a hard worker. Here we go. There, that should be fine now. There, let's get back to our other tractor. As you can see, I have these guys working over here. They're just finishing up this field. But anyways, let's continue because that guy's going to catch up to us, I suspect. Perfect. So he'll come around and cultivate all of this, and then we can come around with a seeder, which will be nice. Very, very nice. What we can do eventually, which is what you just said, Ian. Come on now. What we'll do is we'll be able to use our Fliegel, not Fliegel apparently. People point that out to me when I say Fliegel. It's not Fliegel, Ian, it's Fliegel. That particular brand, anyways. It's like when I say Kins, and people are like, no, it's Kinsey, or vice versa, whatever it happens to be. I've gotten both. I've even gone to the Kins website, and I've heard people say Kins and Kinsey, so there you go. Anyways, so what we'll do is we'll be able to use that manure. Sorry, I grabbed a cup of coffee there, or a sip of coffee. That's why I kind of disappeared for a second. That guy's just rocking through the field. Look at that. Jeez. I'm happy we have a 40-meter width, or else he would catch up to us really quickly. Yeah, so what we'll do is we use the Flegel overloader station, and we can use that for refilling manure. And I think we'll be able to do that. I'm still upset that they can't use potatoes with it, but I kind of understand, because it would be a little harsh on the potatoes, I think, using a machine like that. Because the way, like, if you think about it in real life, so like, if you look at the auger system, why it's not gonna, what? That was not a turn. What on earth was it doing here? There must be some weird, that's gotta be what it is. There's gotta be some weird, like, issues with, like, the fields, or there used to be a field right there. I can guarantee it, and that's why GPS is like, hey, wait a minute, that's not the end of the, that's the end of the field. And I'm like, wait a minute, no it's not. Silly GPS. Yeah, because that's the only reason why I would do something like that. So I thought it was the end of the field. So yeah, think about it in real life. So if you use that Flegel over station, or Flegel, sorry, overload station, the auger in the middle has like metal blades on it. It would actually hurt sugar beets or potatoes a lot if you were to use that type of machine. If you look at like the big, I think it's called the Big Bear Ropa overloader, that has like a conveyor belt system, which doesn't actually have a potential of hurting the potatoes, because if you're going to sell the potatoes, you need to have a good product in the end. And if you use an overload station like that with an auger system as opposed to a conveyor belt system, you'll definitely ruin your potatoes. Unless you're going to make mashed potatoes, but mashed potatoes en masse is probably not a normal thing. Alright, I'm going to have to make the turn myself this time, because apparently the GPS mod thinks the ends of the field are not where they actually are. Having 40-meter spread, though, is really nice, especially on these types of fields. It makes your life a lot easier. You can come through here with the Eagle Vista. Is it the Eagle Vista? I think it's not the Eagle Vista. It's the Vista sprayer, the Vista Night. Eagle Vista used to be a car, like a van type thing. That's funny. As if I made that reference. Actually, strangely enough, here's a little tidbit of information from Iain's history. Iain's history when he was a child. My parents used to have an Eagle Vista. I think it was like a van SUV thing in that time. It had four-wheel drive. It was a standard vehicle, I recall. It was like beige. We went to, I think we drove out to, where did we go with that thing? I want to say we went out east with that when I was young. Go figure. Anyways, a little tidbit of information. Here's another little random thing. With the SciTech side panel, you can actually lower. You can lower the spray boom and raise it with the side panel, which I think is kind of neat, actually. Like in real life, you would probably have it lowered most of the time, just because you don't want. Well, in this context, you would have it as low as possible, because you don't want drift, or minimizing drift in this kind of context. However, if you were spraying and you had something in the field growing, of course, you'd probably raise it to the height it needs to be, so you don't take out half of your corn, for example. So, which is people do that. I've seen some pretty ridiculous things on Twitter. Specifically with people not paying attention and GPS going into the ditch. But there you have it. So I don't know how much manure we're gonna make from the other, from our, I don't know, forage harvester out there, but I suspect it'll be like in the hundreds of thousands. However, I'm still not sure that's enough to do this. Let's say it's just this field. It may not be enough just for this field, because we have, what do we have? We have this field, and we have 29, so 29 may be okay. It may be enough. I don't know. How is that tractor slipping? What is it slipping on? It's probably stuck on a tree. can guarantee this. Let's finish this pass and then check. Oh no, he made it out. Never mind. No need to check. Apparently, he would manage to understand his the error in his ways and make it out. Oh my goodness. Alright, so what I'll do, I think, is I will finish up this field off camera, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, just finished up in the PK on that field there, and it's going to move this guy out of the way here, as he's always in the way apparently. There we go. So, what we're going to do next is, well, I have the other guy working the cultivator already. So we probably could get ready to seed, actually. Let me actually check that real quick. It may not be. This has become the area where I just leave stuff. I really should just put like a barn right here where I can store the stuff. It wouldn't look so bad. Alright, so let's go take a look at these guys over here. So these guys finished up, as you can see. The field has now been... no, I don't need that button, Ian. It's now been, I don't know what you call it, chaffed, is this what I want to say? We made it into haylage. John would appreciate that. He posted a video on posted a picture on the Google Plus community the other day about making haylage, so that's a it's a tribute to John. Then he'll know what the heck I'm talking about. Alright, so we're gonna go check to see how much we got in the end. I think that trailer might actually be full. Let's just check. I think it is full, or partially full at least. Let's just grab it and unload it into the bunker while we're over in this direction. Yeah, I thought it was. Alright, so we're gonna go put this in over here and we'll see how much we have. I think we're gonna have in the hundreds of thousands, but not sure how much 100,000. It may not be very much in the end. Who knows, actually. That's just going to be kind of curious about this because I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. So we have 4 bunkers over here. We only use the one. Let's see here. Bring up the information real quick. What do we got? Oh, we actually almost ended up with 1 million liters. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought we were going to get. I'm okay with that, though. We don't care about the compaction in this context because we want the manure, but 1 million liters of manure is perfect for us. Way too much uncompacted material. That's fine. That's what we want. All right, let's go ahead and put that on because we don't need to. It doesn't need to be compacted. So what it'll do is it won't ferment properly and it will make manure, which is what we actually want here. Perfect. Close that up. Alright, so the moisture has been calculated actually, because it's noon in the game, which is when the soil mod calculates the moisture in the fields. So if we go take a quick little peek over the field we were just working on, we should be able to find that the moisture levels have increased. So what I'll do is I'll just pop over in the other vehicle here. So we'll just stop this one here, and I think this guy right here, let him continue on his way. He's just cultivating the field. And yeah, so the moisture levels have gone up. So we have 57, so that's good. So we went up about 10%ish, somewhere in that area. The actual PK won't come into effect until the next day, but for now it's working well. That's a nice little combination. That tractor and that cultivator, very nice. There are some pretty cool cultivators, like modded ones, but I still like this. Where was it? These ones, these Simba Great Plain ones, are actually really nice, and same with the this one right here. They're all really nice. That Lemkin's also nice, but it's just too small. So the one we're using is actually like a very nice one. It's 9 meters or so. So one of the bigger ones you can get actually. I know there are some John Deere ones you can get that are kind of unfold. They're okay. I still like the one that's in game. So. Alright, so we need to plant this field, but I want to, is it better to plant it now, or is it better to wait? Ooh, interesting. Because we actually don't have a seeder, so we're going to have to rent a seeder as well. Seeders. And we want the biggest one, of course. Actually, we could almost rent one of the other ones. We have soil mod. Not these. That we could rent one of these. But that means we need to rent that and the car itself. Not sure it's worth it. Not sure. How big are these ones again? I think these ones are 9 meters. This one, 9 meters. Yeah. I don't know. We'll think about it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll think about that, and I'll come back next episode and we'll do it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll wait for that guy to finish up, and then we'll come back and consider what we need to do. So that'll be it that'll be it for me for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this episode on Baxley Firearm. And if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. My name's Iain Robson, Fireman Sim 2015. I'll catch you guys later.